Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rawah Kodash. Double honors unto the elder apostles at Great Millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now I wanted to do a video about this topic over here, well, these scriptures over here, and thou 2 Esdras 15 and 46, sorry. And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. I'm gonna give you an example how Asia, in this case, Japan, is a glory of the person of Babylon, like the Edomites, the modern day Babylon, which is Esau. Right, so I'm gonna give you a few examples, right?
If you've seen footage from the Charlottesville protest, you might have noticed something a little strange. Chris Cantwell, who's a white supremacist, has an Asian tattoo.
That's one, because they glorify those type of people, not just those type, because they kitty porn lovers. They look like a bunch of children and stuff like that. There's a whole well, I don't need their studies, I just look at them and I already know it. But there are studies behind that scenery also, that when an Edomite wants someone small as a partner, like an Edomite male, most of the time they want kitty porn. And like when another race wants it outside of the Edomite nation, they're not necessarily on that kitty porn type. They just think it's cute and all that type of stuff, But many nations desire a smaller woman, yes, but when Esau does it, it's for a different reason. Just like how he uses the rainbow for a different reason. Just like how he wants women liberty for a different reason. So now he can tax the other half of the population, plus they can have control over the children. Because now, prior to women's having liberty to work and stuff like that and drive cars, the children were in school in homes. The children were being schooled at the houses and stuff like that, being taken care of, being taught. And the children back then were far more, wait, let me say it a little bit different accordingly. When there were schools, the children were actually schooled better because it was not government funded and government projects and stuff like that. So that was a different era of school. But you had others that also in that time and before that time, people were schooled at home, and they were far more smarter. And even in scriptural times, which we still are in, but I mean like back in the ancient times, if your father was a carpenter, so will you be. If your father was this, so will you be, and stuff like that. Or somebody in your family, the men, you would do that trade and all that there. But anyway, then you have this guy also glorifying Asiatic people. And then you have this guy also glorifying Asiatic people. They love one another. But with them, I think it's more of a fetish. And also for the fact of this.
They wish the U.S. was. Here's a
mono-ethnic utopia, meaning one race it is their utopia. Is their paradise. Basically, it's utopia is their paradise. Yeah, but it goes into their paradise. Here, any place or situation of ideal perfection. Okay. And mono is one, like stereo is left and right. Mono is just singular. And ethnic is like one race paradise. That's what these people like about Asia.
Richard Spencer puts it.
It's wonderful being in Japan. It is an ethno-state. Japan, whatever problems it might have, does not have the problem of diversity, and therefore Japan can truly be a homeland. It can be
That's why these Japanese people are fleeing from there in order to get into Europe, because we're being bombarded over here where we at right now in Amsterdam, at least in the neighborhoods of Jake, because like I've been talking about it, before 2016, 2017, there was no Japanese people here, man. I'm telling you, there were none. All of a sudden, you see them popping up in my street. I'm walking down the street, in the street that I'm in. I see them. Like, what? What are you doing here? You can't speak Dutch, only speak English, but they here. Because they're running away from there. Because there's total control and just madness, working them like slaves. Fuck them. But still, they don't want to be there. But this devil, you know. Anyway, that's the reason why they love him.
But it's a little more complicated than that. It's not just the white supremacists love Japan.
Even Hitler went there, you know, did some. He found it dope. But anyway, which he's not a bad guy. Not against him.
In fluent Japanese because he could what there.
This devil also, he's a racist, but he lives in Japan because they idolize there. The Edomites are idolized there. That's also one of the reasons why they love him.
That blacks and Latinos are inherently inferior to whites.
That's what he teaches. This devil over here, as if he really think he's smart. Once that time comes, we gonna see. And the point is, that's one of the reasons why they are partakers of how they are partakers of Babylon. These Moabites, Ammonites, which is Japan, China, Vietnam also, and also India. India too, because that's Asia too. All this here is Asia. Well, this whole region here is Asia, but not all of them are down with the Edomites. Like Iran is not down with them, you know. And the Arabians here, they're not down with them for the majority part, but you have a few of them like Qatar. Those are down with them and stuff like that with Esau. You know, that's why the Olympics are being played there. The Olympics are not going to Iran, which is literally on the other side of the water over there. Anyway, let me go on. So, and thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon. Okay, what is that hope? One of the hopes is this.
Tons of it every day. Steep fines for littering. Today, authorities are...
The RFID chip is one of the hopes. Another hope of America. Sorry, another hope of Asia. But sorry, let me say it again. Thou art the partaker of the hope of Babylon. Sorry, the hope of Babylon is achieved within them because they have statements that say stuff like China is the model country. Said, I think Justin Trudeau, foolish China's remarks sparks anger because what does Justin Trudeau say and what do his elite people say? They want to model themselves after China, which is total control, a literal foot in the neck of the people, because that's exactly what China has. That's exactly what Japan has. That's why you have videos like this of Edomites exposing these things. You have this female on YouTube, this girl here. Of course, what do you think they're doing? Whenever you see another race, they're females. When you see them in the midst of China, trying to really go there and trying to go to Japan, they're looking for penis. They're not there for the sightseeing and stuff. They're there for the men. That's exactly what it is. But it says here how Japan hides its homelessness, homeless problems from the world. And she has a few more. She has a few more. I have learned of 8 main reasons you don't really see homeless people in this country. Because, you know, they're hiding it. Here's how Japan hides their homeless population. Japan hides its poverty problem from the world. Why you don't see homeless in Japan. How Japan hides their homeless population. The dark secret behind Japan's zero homelessness rate. No, they're homeless, but they're hiding it. You even have a place that is not on the map. When you go over there, there's a place that's not on the map. Look, if I find the video, then I'm gonna put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. But they're hiding it. That's the part. Well, that's the point. I should have said. Sorry. Anyway, let me just move on. So they want to model themselves after America, after China, but that is because China, for example, one of the Asian countries, the Asia countries, China is a model of how America wants to dictate itself over the people of America. So these Edomites, they look to China, and China looks up to America. Therefore, they kiss ass and be like, look, the thing that you want to do, I'll do it. Just basically, it's a preview of, you know when you want to when people want to impress another, and let's say that guy that they really worship, right? His favorite color is orange. Okay, so now you know he's coming to visit, or and then you paint your whole house orange. Inside you have a lot of orange objects and orange things and stuff like that. You dress your children up in orange because he likes children in orange and stuff like that. And hey, then you do that for him. Well, that is exactly what China is doing. That's exactly what Japan is doing. Vietnam is doing it. Indonesia is doing it, and all that type of stuff. No. India is doing it too. All these places are doing it because they are the hope, partakers of the hope of Babylon. And this is among one of the many hopes of Babylon that Babylon wants to achieve, but they are doing it in order to please Esau. Right? That's I think that's the word I'm looking for.
Still fighting the battle against those who litter.
Let me speed it up.
Produce predictions about that person. We predict eye color, skin color, hair color, freckling, the shape of the face. And
What are they doing? The point of this video, I'll put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. The point of this video is to show you that what these Edomites, well, these Moabites are doing in that country over there is taking your DNA and then mapping it. Let's say you drop a cigarette upon the floor or the ground, and then they could take that cigarette, which they show here. Take that cigarette, take that littering thing, whatever that is. Forensic DNA phenotype analysis. We're able to put a face to anonymous
DNA is a
crime.
loop.
Well, they don't have it perfected yet, but they're working toward it, especially behind the scenes. Especially behind the scenes. And they do a lot of things behind the scenes. For example, they're just mentioning it in the media, but they're not really touching upon it. They're not really talking about it after they done mentioning it. For example, because I remember this also. Genetic engineering now allows parents to select the gender and eye color of their children. Because I remember I made videos in like 2016. Yeah, it's out right here. 2016. I remember making videos when this thing came out freshly, and I was joking in the videos about how black females are gonna make their children hair yellow and with blue eyes and green eyes and gray eyes, whatever they like, whatever is their favorite caucus hair color or caucus hair eye color or something like that. And I used to make fun of it, and I'm still making fun of it because I know that that is what they would do. But the funny part is, bitch, it isn't for you. It is for them. It's for them to make stuff like this. It's for them. It's for this. Here. Human species, this is an article from 2006. Human species may split into two. Humanity may split into two subspecies in 100,000 years. It's not 100,000. It's now. It's now. I don't know if you have noticed, but if you look around, you will see that the younger generation, a lot of them, especially I saw it in America, where here in the Netherlands, they're actually getting bigger. I'm not making this up. Like the Jacob descendants here, the 16 years old Jakes, they're tall as hell, man. I'm, I'm, I'm telling you, they're tall. So they're getting taller. But the people in America, I would suspect that they feeding them GMO, just what they're doing here. GMO fed my size. I'll go ahead. They kind of took it over here. Okay, this one and then this one here. I can still find it, but normally it would pop up as the first. But they are slowly but surely making it to where you can't find this. It's gonna go. But anyway, this is the size of. They're both the same days old. You know, 19 days old. And this one is bigger than the other one, but this one, the smaller one, is the Joya, sorry, the GMO soya fed, and the other one is the normal food fed one. So they're making them smaller. So they're going to do this. They're busy with it. They're actively busy with it, I should say. So it's not 100,000 years. They're lying to you once more. An expert has said whatever. Evolutionary theorist Oliver Curley from the London School of Economics expects a genetic upper class, which would be them, and a dim-witted underclass to emerge, which is the people that they're making stupid, making dumber than dumb. The movie Idiocracy shows you what they're doing. I'll put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. I don't know if this is the full movie. I have no. And this one I will put for you.
As the 20.
Okay, going on now. It says here, okay, the human race would peak in the year 3000, which is nonsense. They're not gonna go that far. Plus, they're lying to you because it's gonna be far more faster earlier. He said before the decline due to dependence on technology, which they push you to depend on technology. On, for example, these electronic cars and your telephone. Nowadays you can't do a lot of things without the telephone. You can't make a YouTube account without the telephone, which is discrimination, because some people don't have telephone, nor they want to deal with telephones. Me, I'm one of them, for example. But anyway, other peoples don't have the means to have a telephone, so that's discrimination. But they don't care, because they want all the people that are able to do it, because that's their market. Their market are people that are able to buy and do stuff like that, you know, to buy these phones, smartphones. So that's their target anyway. So the other ones, they'd be like, we don't care. People would become choosier about their sexual partners because humanity causing humanity to divide into subspecies, he added. Okay, let me just go to the point. Race ironed out. Oh, it's right here. The descendants of the genetic upper class would be tall, slim, healthy, attractive, intelligent, and creative, and a far cry from the underclass humans who would have evolved into dim-witted, ugly, ugly, squat, goblin-like creatures. And there's a movie that actually shows you that. And that movie is called, it's named, isn't here the Elox? This is that movie. Ah, look at here. So, I was thinking about it. The movie called The Time Machine, the one of 1960s, and also the one of 2002. But the 1961 is actually really good because it seems old-fashioned. It might be old-fashioned, but still, it's a good movie to understand what they're doing, because in the 2002 one, you're gonna have a lot of so-called mixed breed and stuff like that walking around as if that is what they want. That's not what the fuck they want. This is not what they want. They just made it into a modern type of you know, to make it seem like you're inclusive and look exactly as what they're looking for, which is, if I'm correct, I looked her up and she's a tear baby, because that is what they push. in order for the others to feel like they are not included. And it works because, you know, women, they always want to be included, so they want something for their children, so they're gonna want to have these type of children, so that I want my children to have a good future. Yeah, right, stuff like that. And then you have here the utopia, which they have, and their utopia. Let me see. In this movie, their utopia is this. A whole bunch of yellow-haired, caucus-skinned Edomites. That's what they want. Yellow-haired, blue-eyed Edomites. That's what they want. In this movie, you could see it a little bit better. Well, not a little bit. You could see it better, actually. And then, of course, these little green monsters and stuff like that, that would be then the rest of the public that is living under the ground. And if you remember this movie called Demolition, man, the underground living scene is people that are living underground, as they also want.
In a non-smoking section, I want to run through the streets naked with green jello all over my body, reading Playboy magazine. Why? Because I suddenly might feel the need to. Okay, pal? I've seen the future. You know what it is? It's a 47.
Anyway, stuff like that. I'm gonna put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. But they want their utopia to be them, Edomites. And it also goes into the future and 60 years later, stuff like that. Just check it out for yourself, and then you will understand what they're doing actually with the genetic defects and the genetic testings and all that type of stuff. Receding chins, that's what they will be creating, because they're going to create this. These type of people is what they're going to create. This is what they're gonna create, you know, and they're busy with it. Anyway, I'll leave the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. And then let me see. Let me go back to over here for a little bit.
Print for a person. We run it through this.
Oh yeah, the designer baby things, they're not doing it for you. They're doing it for themselves, right? These are all CGI, it looks like. But anyway, they're doing it for themselves and not for you. They want to make themselves bigger. They want to make themselves stronger. They want to have this. Stanford scientists are creating a superhero vaccine based on DNA of Olympic athletes, which could protect people against leading causes of. It's just bullshit. It's bullshit, because if you just change the food, if they just stop putting stuff in the food, a lot of people will live longer and get not sick. I mean, don't get sick and stuff like that. But anyway, what is my point of showing you this? My point of showing you this is that they are harvesting all the DNA of every single individual Olympic athlete, and then they're going to do stuff with it. They're going to make themselves into this. They're going to make themselves into this. They're going to inject your DNA within their babies, and then they will be having super type power babies, because that's what they want. They've been doing that. And do you think that these athletes, they have any idea that these people are doing these things? Of course they don't. You do have certain of these actors that agree with it and are participants and partakers, I should say, in it. And you can call them, oh wait, let me see, what's his name again? Right. Baloney. Something like that. Oh yeah, no. Celebrity meat, yeah, that's it. Celebrity meat. Obscure companies want to make you eat. Here, Bite Labs. So Bite Labs from celebrity tissue samples. So it says here, Bite Lab grows meat from celebrity tissue samples. Let me type that in actually. And then you have, I forgot his name, man, damn it. You got this bimbo. You got this idiot over here. You have that fuck, the Wolf of Wall Street, that guy. You have that guy also. I forgot his name, man. But you have all these people that are participating in these type of things, which is cloned meat. So cloned food from their meat, and that's not food. Cloned meat from their DNA, and then they grow it in the lab, you know, because they grow it like this. It's much like a burger. The burgers that you have, that they grow it like this. It's much like a burger that you have nowadays, which is it's like this, the process of that cultured meat. Then you have let me see. Oh, burger. This one, and then this one. Cultured meat, because these devils are hiding it. Back in the days, if you just type this in, then you would find it. But nowadays, you know, they're making it to where you have to start digging down layers. So if I see one that I remember, then I'll clip, because everything is already clipped in. It's stuck to each other. That's how that thing works. But if they start moving it around, then it's going to be harder to find. But for now, the program, the software, which is Google, it's stuck on this one. If I click this, then I'm gonna find it. But maybe after this video, they're gonna change it, because they do these things. And also the software can now detect my words, so they can program the software to understand what I'm saying, and then therefore change it later on. But that's another story. I just have it documented here, so that doesn't matter. And I am also off of YouTube, so they're not gonna get everything what I'm saying. So anyway, cultured meat, biopsy, whatever. Stem cells, they take it they with the syringe, they take it, they put it into these type of things over here, and then they basically grow it, myotubes or whatever, and then they grow it into this thing over here, and then they put it in the burger, and then they sell it to you like this. Lab grown meat, burger patties, cultured, and back in the days it was, so let me see here. There's a few states that actually do allow it now. Let me see here. Lab grown meats banned into the 2025. Mississippi passed banned lab grown meat. Lab grown meat, sorry. The Mississippi bill would make it illegal for anyone to manufacture, sell, or distribute cultivated meat in the state. Where Mississippi become third U.S. state to pass bill. So the third one. There was a few others, I remember that, but I'll put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. Let me see. Political efforts. The Republican states trying to ban lab-grown meat. So they already have it. They got it on deck. But there was some kind of law where they would have to put it. So they passed the law, and that was also in a few states where they passed. Yeah, oh, I think it's right here. It says here. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds recently signed into law SF 2391, a bill prohibiting the misbranding of certain food products, including lab-grown meat. Yeah, because there was a big deal that they didn't have to put it on. They didn't port business. What a joke. Wow. Anyway, they didn't have to put it on there to show you if it's lab grown or not. So let me see. Prohibit misbranding of certain foods. Iowa, third state. Legislation regarding. Okay, cool. Anyway, I'll leave the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. So that's what they're doing over there. Yeah, they're lying to you. They're lying to you. Let me leave that. But yeah. Anyway, so that they know that part, right? They know that. I mean, these people know. Wait, let me show you. Wait, sorry. Here. Where is it again, man? These people know because they willingly gave their DNA there, or else they would be able to sue them. They got paid a a sweet amount of money, a certain amount of money, and then they was down with it. People are people want to eat you as a celebrity. I don't know if this guy is jumping up in it too, but okay, cool. Maybe he's up in there. I don't know. I mean, he has a prostitute for a wife, so these people don't care. If your wife is a whore and you're just cool with it, like this doofus over here, and glorifying it too at the same time, well, I think it's this bitch. I was just talking about you, ho. Yeah. So yeah, if that is your, then you should know their mentality is just totally overboard. It's just different than yours. Yeah. Vaccine based on DNA of Olympic athletes, which could whatever. This is all a bullshit lie. This is a lie. The point is that they have this, and they're making you think that they're about your health. They're about themselves. And you don't hear nothing about this anymore. Since 2021, you don't hear this in the news. It's not being bombarded like some kind of Diddy trial or OJ trial at that too. This is also not being bombarded anymore since 2016. You don't hear this no more. This is for them. It's not for the average people. You couldn't even afford it, even if it was for you, But anyway, so let me go on. So back to over here.
Snapshot algorithms and produce predictions about that person. We predict eye color, skin color, hair color, freckling, the shape of the face, and biogeographic ancestry.
So these are partakers of the hope of Babylon, but they're starting in China, which is a prelude or a preview to how they want to run their government. Job chapter 20 explains very good to you that, let me get it real quick. I'm jumping around too much. Sorry about that. Now, this is the book of Job chapter 20 verse 15. No. 18. Well, this one is a good one too, but not for now. That which he laboreth for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. So he's not gonna fully enjoy of his new world order, but he's going to eat. He's going to chew. He's going to swallow it down and stuff like that. He did already swallow down the riches, but the Most High is going to cast them out of his belly. Let me read that still then. He had swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. So he did rob the world. He robbed all our riches and stuff like that, right? They're making money off of us until this day. Real quick, Jeremiah 25:14. For many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of the Israelites also. If you read the whole chapter, it's talking about the Israelites. And I, the Heavenly Father, will recompense these heathen nations according to their deeds, what they have done unto us, and according to the works of their own hands. So they're going to pay for the things that they have done, for what they have done. Going on. So jump into 23, Job 20 and 23. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. That's about the time when he's, when his time is done. His time is up. And he is about to fill his belly. Like, man, I got this new order all in check. And everybody in slavery, all that there, chipped up. Yeah, I got it like that. Then the Most High is going to cause destruction to come upon him. And the Most High shall be known as the King of Terror. But Asia is doing exactly what Esau wants. They're the model. They are the partakers of the hope of Babylon. What is the hope of Babylon? This. Well, one of the many hopes of Babylon, but this is one of the hopes of Babylon, to have everybody in control, to have everybody under their microscope, and then they will shame you. Here, it says here, the face of littering campaign. So going on. And this was already 9 years ago. You don't hear nothing really about it, but they already have. Man, they got more advanced stuff than this, than what they're showing you here right now. And I think across here, Hong Kong, Then they
It's
go.
not an anonymous crime. This information is still contained in that DNA that's left behind on the litter.
So if you're littering, so it says here, it was enough to make people think twice about littering. These people are the greatest hypocrites that Satan ever created upon the planet Earth. I know the Heavenly Father created them, but I mean, like, you know, I dedicate them to Satan. That's what I do with this one particular, because the Most High said, he that destroyed the earth, the Most High will destroy him. They are the greatest polluters upon the planet Earth, but they just want to mess with you. They just want to mess with you. Have you seen the pollution that they have left behind? And then they want to blame it on the people. They don't blame it on the factories that, for example, make all this plastic and stuff like that, even though they can make other things. I'm gonna give you an example, right, of a fact. Now you have a salt container bucket. You have a salt container package, right? No, wait. Salt. Say salt. Okay, so you have these packages, right? Glass. I want the glass one. This one. Okay, check this out. This is what a devil does. Did you know that he only has to sell you this one time and then it's already done? Why? Because now you can take this and then you can keep on refilling it forever, basically. He doesn't want you to do that. What they do, which is create pollution, they make it to where this thing, if you try and open it, it will break. You can't put it back together again. It's a one-time use thing. So what are they doing? Well, they're creating pollution, and second, they're doing it for money's sake. So that's, you know, because after you're done using it, what are you gonna have to do? You're gonna have to throw it away. You're gonna have to buy a new one. Like I said, this plastic thing does not come off. It's very hard, actually, and if you get it off, it will be broken, and then it's rendered useless. They're creating pollution and stuff like that, but they want you to stop littering. But they're the ones that do it. Why? Well, I know why, but I'm gonna give you an example of what they could do, should do. They should make it to where this thing is refillable, and then you could just buy sea salt loose out of the glass container that it comes in, and you could just buy it loose, and then you could refill this for yourself. But that would then therefore be cheaper. Let's say this one is 150 or whatever, €2, I don't know, maybe even more expensive, because nowadays you don't know what the hell they're doing. Let's say this is €3. I just say 3. Okay, and then the refill salt would be like €1. I'm just giving an example. They don't want that. They want that €2 extra. They want you to buy a new one. So massive hypocrites.
Hong Kong, where you may want to think twice about littering.
Where you may want to think twice about littering. But this is what they're doing. This is what they're creating, and people in general are not capable of doing away with this thing, plastic. You can't. You need a company in order to get rid of this, and the same company that created it is the same company that is supposed to get rid of it, because you as an individual person, what's the last time you saw somebody made plastic? You can't do that. You know, you need machinery, you need all these type of things, you need fancy equipment in order for you to be able to make plastic in itself. And now trying to get rid of it. What's the last time you saw people trying to get rid of plastic? Well, I've seen them in South America, you know, when I was there. What do they do to get rid of plastic? They burn it into the atmosphere. That's basically one of the only ways that you can actually get rid of it, which is what the elites are doing also. I mean, these companies, they burn it too, but then they melt it into another piece of plastic and stuff like that. Yeah, people ain't gonna do that because they don't have the capability to do so. So they're the biggest polluters upon the planet Earth. But anyway, so they are the partakers. Asia is a partaker of America, which is modernly known, well, anciently known as modern day. Well, what am I saying? It's modern Babylon. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. So let me finish this up. Now, I'll put all these links in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. These are the places that they're hiding. because they don't want you to see the bad side of them, of their country and stuff like that. But this woman is going to explain to you. This Edomite chick is going to explain to you a lot of things and stuff like that. Anyway, so let me see this here. Right. So Jeremiah chapter 49 verse. No, let me read this one first. Where is it, man? Wow, where did I? Oh, here. Sorry. Right. Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 46. And thou, Asia, thou art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. And I'm sure in Asia, not just Japan, not just China, not just Vietnam and all these other places which I just showed here, for example, not just particular countries, individual countries, but this whole region over here. This whole region over here is Asia, including China. Yes. Mongolia is not really 100% down with them, but they do business with them because Mongolia is the only place on earth where the cashier where does it come from? Mongolia. Well, you have the more expensive one coming. Kashmir. I didn't even spell it. Correct. Here, Mongolia. Yeah, China and stuff like that. But if I'm correct, the biggest part that I read about was Mongolia is their biggest contributor or something like that. That word. It's the biggest place where they get it from. That's and sorry, that country is like the biggest export out of that country of Mongolia toward the rest of the world. That's why the Mongolian Kashmir is very, very, very expensive. But yeah, they're not really doing a lot of business with Iran, but I would assume that Iran would then therefore give their stuff to Mongolia or Tibet or Afghanistan or China and do business with them, and then through them do business with Europe and stuff like that. I'm not sure how they do it, you know, but I do know that they don't want to have a lot of things to do with Iran and stuff like that. But yeah, let me go back to over here. So, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her. Yeah, by doing these crazy type of controlling things unto the people. Also, the one-child policy. The one-child policy is actually an Edomite hope. That was the Edomite hope. That was the hope of Babylon, right? Because what do they want to do? They want people to have fewer children. Why are Western people being encouraged to have less children? Let me see. There's a trend of lower fertility rates in many Western countries, suggesting that individuals and couples are choosing to have fewer children. Shut the fuck up. What they're doing is they're making it very expensive for you to have children, and therefore it's going to be like, oh no, I don't want to do it anymore. There's so many videos on YouTube. Wait, millennials. Oh. Millennials. I don't know. He's got it. Millenniums have. Everything is expensive. Millennials can't afford their own lives, let alone children. That's just one of many.
I really do think that there's an evil.
Look, hear what the caucus chick is, hear what this Edomite is saying, man. And there's many of them on YouTube and stuff like that. Rumble, BitChute, even that they're more outspoken there, because here on YouTube you can't say certain things. There you can.
I really do think that there's an evil that is telling people, hey, you can't have kids. It's financial.
That's what they're doing. They're doing that on purpose because Asia is a trial of how that's the desire of Babylon. They started to do it there because you couldn't do that amongst these Edomites in that time, because the Edomites of the 80s, the 90s, the 70s and stuff like that, they was too routed. So nowadays they feeding them all this distraction, all this sodomy, all this fluoride too, dociling of the mind and stuff like that. And now they're coming up with stuff like you know, sodomites reading for your children in the schools and stuff like that. And people are not, you know, with pitchfork and torches at the fronts of the elites, their houses and stuff like that. They don't do that. If this was back in the days, I'm gonna give you an example. '70s. Here. Terrorism bombing. So it says here. What did I read? Terrorist bombing. Okay, cool. Terrorist bombing. The bombings of America that we forgot. So if you scroll down, it says here, in a single 18-month period during 1971 and 1972, the FBI counted an amazing 2,500 bombings on American soil, almost 5 a day. And if you know about that part, because I know about that, I used to check out stuff like that back in the days, and I even seen a movie. Damn, I always forget this movie's name, man. Girl. Yes, this movie, Patty Hearst. There's a movie about this, man. So what? Look at it here. So what happened to her when she was young? She started robbing too, but what happened to her when she was young? She got kidnapped for ransom by a group. But then that group started to explain to her, like, look, man, you're a rich family and stuff like that. This is what they've been doing. They're oppressing the people. We just want to live normal. You know, we want to have regular money. We want to own our houses. They taking up all the houses and lands and stuff like that, because back in the days, a lot of people, more people had houses and more people had lands, and the government was stepping in, taking it, and so the people was fighting against them. They was bombing government buildings and stuff like that. You know, they was bombing them. You know, and they just in protest. That was their mannerisms of protest in the 70s, in the 60s, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So they was very routed back in those days. Here, they call them radicals, college radicals, whatever. Molotov cocktails. College radicals hurried toward ROTC buildings during the late 1960s. You know, you had these type of things, but these people are dead. They're dead now. They're dead now. You know, you got. It's just like this. This is what happened. I mean, what? No, I mean from baggy jeans to skinny jeans. Sorry, from baggy jeans. They changed in the landscape of the night. Google ran out of words. They changed in the landscape. Let me see if I can find this one. The meme. I want the meme. Wow. Yeah, they are changing stuff. Oh, here. For example, they used to be a little bit more manly, a little bit, well, compared to now, they're hella manly. And look at them now. They're turning into a bunch of women. So their government is setting all this up. Their government is setting all this up. And the same thing you have with the, sorry, with the rap, let me see. That's not what I'm looking for, but yeah, this is kind of what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for this actually. It was actually something more to the effect like this. You know, they're turning into this, and it came from that, but yeah. I never saw that one before. That's what. That's a good one. You know. That was funny. I did not expect that. But yeah, this is what you have nowadays. This is what you have nowadays. You know, You got this shit going, which is literally trash. He's right. Of the person who's right that made that meme. But this is one of the. This is what I want, man. Anyway, it used to be like this, then it went like this, then it went like this, so-called conscious and stuff, kind of conscious to a certain degree, and then now it turned into this. That's what it turned into. You know, here they start, you know, getting drugs or whatever. I don't know, man. Something like that. Man, get low, high. Here is like, you know, fuck around, find out. Here was actually coming up for their own people. But anyway, that's what they're doing with the Edomites too. They used to be very rowdy, but now they're getting docile and all feminine. The mighty men of Babylon have turned into women. That's what's happening right now with them, you know. So you have, this is a movie actually was made after her movie. Let me Patty Hearst movie. I still haven't watched that movie. I need to watch that movie, man. Is it good? I know it's a good movie because I saw a documentary about it, and then I saw a few clips, and I was always gonna watch that movie, but I keep on forgetting. I don't even know the movie name, man. That's how much I forget the movie. Don't even know the girl name. But yeah, so I'll put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself, which is not the movie. It is the trailer, of course. You can find the movie for yourself, hopefully. You know, it shouldn't be that hard. A few Google searches. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna put it for you. But yeah, yeah. So going on, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and has decked thy daughters in whoredom, which is their physical daughters, yes, but it's actually talking about their villages and the villages modeled after the city, which is where the main people are, you know, the bigger people and stuff like that, higher of rank and status and all that there, and then the unto the ones that live across the land surrounding that major city, that they may please and glory in thy lovers. Right, so where's that video? You know, the racist video that did these here, this he lives in Japan, this devil. He hates Jake. If you listen to him, you're gonna find out that he hates Jake. He hates Jake, like really, really. But I don't care about that. Once that time comes, I hope he got some kids though. That's all I could say. I ain't gonna say no more. I hope you got kids. I know you got, Lord willing, you got kids, man. And if you don't, you got kids in your family. It must be somewhere. It must be having children. Psalms 137 and 7, verse 8 also, and verse 9. We shall see, Esau. We shall see. So I ain't worried about that. You know. So going to back to over. Well, let me go here. Right. Might please and glory in thy lovers, because they love one another, by the way. The Asiatic people, they love Esau, and Esau loves them, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. So they always love them, as you can see here. They always love them. I mean, this guy got a tattoo on him, like a Japanese tattoo, you know. So clearly he loves something about Japan. Clearly he loves something about Japan. And let me go on to here, sorry. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith Yahweh. And what if one of the works here? Japan makes feces steak, for example. Meat made from human. That's not a hoax, motherfucker. Look, you have to watch out for the snake-tongued devil. You have to watch out for them because they're very satanic. Because here you have the actual article, and then you have the actual video here, but you have other videos. Wait, let me see something. You have plenty of videos here. Here you have him in his lab doing research. You have another one over here, you know, shitburger, and eats it, and you can see him being busy with the feces and stuff like that. And if you think that's far-fetched, and if you really believe that that is a hoax, then check this out. The Netherlands already does that. They've been doing that. No, it's not just possible. That is what they're doing. That's what they've been doing that for decades now. Here, this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing, and then they're making it into this. This is not raw sewage. They're lying to you. Raw sewage is worse than that. It's like this. And then they're making it into this, and then they're making it into this. That's what they're doing. So you know what this is? This is shit. That's what it is. Okay? It's not the one that you could chew on. Yeah? It used to be solid though. You know? This is what they do. You take a shit and you bathe and stuff like that, and then it goes to their facilities, which is this thing over here. This thing, they got these things. Yeah? It goes here, and they show you how it works. Making drinking water from sewage. They're showing you how it works, and it goes here, and wait a minute. How the process? Oh, the process goes like this. Oh no! It goes like this. This one over here, you take a shit, then it goes here into the sewage, and it goes here, and then goes here, and it goes here, then it goes back here, something like that. Well, this is a different type of thing, but wait, it's a sewage process. They show you how it goes, because I don't know that picture. This one. So this is the sewage system, and it goes into here. Damn it! Where's a better picture, man? Cycle. Keep on giving me this one. Anyway, you could look it up for yourself. You know, they do that. Let me see. Plantations. Factories. I know I spelled it messed up. Factories. Hey, you know what? Fuck it, wait. Okay, I got it right here. Now this shows you what they have. These water treatment plants. Water treatment plants. All the feces come to here, and then they maybe I got cycle. Yeah, you have water from the lake and stuff like that. That one they use too, and then you have the one from the houses that they recycle. Anyway, you can check it out for yourself if you have the time, you know. And then this is what they give the people to drink. But you know, they're doing these things, and the Israelite, the scripture says, Israel shall eat their bread defiled among the heathen. But Japan, for one example of one of the Asia countries, Japan has been doing that. They're doing these things because they are a model of how Esau is. That's why Japan will pay also. You know, I'll put this link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. And if I was you, I would save it to your computer, because in the end they will start saying that this is a hoax and it is fake. Meanwhile, there's many other websites that show you that no, you know, you have footage. Even you have stupid Negroes making jokes, think it's fucking funny, you know, but you have serious, what, this is I think he's mixed up or something with Esau. A burger created from human feces on Young Turks. You know that look at this shit. These people are just born for nothing, man. They're just there. You're gonna buy a burger almost 300. You're useless. You're a specimen. making these devils rich. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, right, so it says here, thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith the Heavenly Father, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, your husbands are going to die, poverty, famine. You already see the poverty here, but they're hiding it. They're hiding it very good. Look at them living there. They're hiding it very good. You have more videos like this on YouTube, you know, but yeah. She does speak good about them, but they're not drug addicts and stuff like that. But then you have other ones that are drug addicts. But I seen this video. You don't really see drug addicts over here. So yeah. In this video, in this particular video, but you have other ones that do show them. But anyway, let me go on. Famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. That's what the Heavenly Father is going to bring upon all the Asia countries, all the Asia countries, all the countries in Asia, which is India. They deserve that shit too, and you know, all the other countries over there. Well, sorry, here, all these countries, they definitely deserve that shit. India, most I need to get y'all. You know, here, they gonna get it. They gonna get it. They gonna get it. Even Taiwan is gonna get it. All of them gonna get it, man. Most sides gonna get them. But the biggest one, the biggest participators and partakers of the hope of Babylon is China and Japan. South Korea too. Oh, they kiss ass majorly. That's why North Korea hates them. You know. Let me see. Right. So you have this there, and then I have a few other scriptures. Right. So what the Most High do? So this is talking about her villages when it says here that her daughters, you know, and has decked thy daughters with whoredom. And what does that mean? Well, actually, the physical daughters, you can actually put that there into. Also, just like how you have Proverbs chapter 5, where it's talking about wisdom as a woman, but you can apply that to actual physical women also. Now, this is talking about her daughter cities here. Jeremiah 49:2. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will cause an alarm of war to be heard in Rabbah of the Ammonites, which is their main city. This already happened, by the way, but it's going to happen again. History repeats itself. The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and 9 on down explains that to you. And it shall be a desolate heap, and her daughters shall be burned with fire. Like I said, with Proverbs chapter 5, you can apply this to the physical daughters also, because, you know, they're going to be set on fire. Especially that nuclear fire, you know. Definitely they will. Then shall Israel be heir to them that were his heirs, saith Yahweh. The things they used to own us, and they used to own our things, the Most High is going to make sure that we will own them, and not just their things, them too. But this is talking about her cities and her daughters, as you can see here, for example, Joshua 21 and 4:14, and Jatir and her suburbs, and Eshtemoa and her suburbs. It's all her. The villages are called her. You know, the tribe of Benjamin, Gibeon and her suburbs, Geba with her suburbs. These are the cities. And the suburbs are, you know, you have a city in the middle, for example, and then you have a small city here branched out from this major city. Then you have a smaller village here branched out from the city here, and then you have a smaller one here, you know, because within this circle you will not have capability of making more houses. For example, I think I have an example here. Where is it? No, I don't have it here. Let me see then. Here. Yeah, here, daughter villages. So what do you have? Let's say here, you're not going to be able to build anything more here extra. It's full. So what are you going to do? You're going to start having daughter villages here. So the people that used to live here, their descendants, their children, are going to have to move. They're going to have to come over here and here and here and here and here and stuff like that. These are the daughter villages of this city, you know, and her towns and stuff like that. Here you have it once more. Joshua 15 and 46, and Ekron, from Ekron even unto the sea, all that lay hold near Ashdod with her villages. As you can see here, Ekron is here all the way to the sea, and Ashdod and her villages and stuff like that, as it is mentioned. Here's Ekron and here's Ashdod, right? So Ashdod with her villages, with their villages, Ashdod with her towns and her villages, Gaza with her towns and her villages, unto the river of Egypt and the great sea and the border thereof, right? So if you look up this word in the Hebrew, which is, well, here in Genesis 49:22, this is Hebrew 13 and 23. Then here you have it again, where it says her. Wait, sorry. Yeah, here you have it too, but I think it's branches. Yeah, here, daughter villages. Yeah, let me color that before I forget it. Yeah, daughter villages. But anyway, so yeah, that's this word, but wait. But that's not the example that I'm going to use right now. I'm going to use this one, Joshua 15 and 46, which I just read, which says here, with her towns. And I'm going to click on the Hebrew 13:23. See? Hebrew 13:23 is the same thing as it is here. Man. Anyway, I was paying attention, but I wasn't. But I wasn't. Anyway, but I still use the same thing. But I didn't want that one because this one in the English it doesn't show you like that. It shows you branches, which I also did videos about this. That this is this. It is the same thing, but sometimes the word is branches. Sometimes it's just different things. But I just wanted this one on purpose because I set it up like that. Her towns. That's what I wanted, because the village is then a her and then a town, and it's actually a daughter village. And then when you go back to over here where it says, and it shall be a desolate heap. Rabbah is the main city of Ammon. Okay, Rabbah is going to be a desolate heap, and her daughters shall be burnt with fire. What are the daughters of Rabbah? The daughters of Rabbah are the villages of Rabbah, but like I said, you can apply it to the people too, right? But it's talking about her suburbs, her villages, her daughter villages that came off of her, because like I said, in the beginning you only have, well, not only, but you have these people will live here, and then when it gets too many for them, then they start moving to here, then they start moving to here. You know, these are the daughter villages of, let's say this village name is Gasakoron, right? What? Carcassonne. Anyway, I'll just say Sun. Let's say this city is named Sun, and then the daughter city of Sun would then therefore be this one over here. I don't know. Maybe they want to call it Moon or whatever. I don't know. Or maybe Sunny. You know, let's say this is Sun and this is Little Sunny. Whatever. That's a daughter village, right? I hope you get that. And that is what Esau is doing. Sorry, that is what Asia is doing across the world, including India, doing it too, you know. But the bigger ones that are really doing it, that I have noticed, I'm looking at what I noticed, Lord willing, because I watch them, Lord willing, I look at them, because I don't like them. They don't like me neither. Here, they hate even brown-skinned Indian people. How much more do you think they hate me? They hate this. This is what they hate. They don't like this neither. This is what they love. That's what they love. There's so many videos on YouTube, you know. There's so why women hate their brown skin. There's so many videos on here. There's so many videos on YouTube. It's ridiculous. So if you don't know it by now, you're not really you're not interested. Then I would say You know, or you're not interested, or you just don't care, or you have not really seen it, or you don't know about it. But if you know about it and you still living in la la land,
of time in your life when you thought that I need to bleach my skin or whiten my skin?
Yeah, I thought many times.
No, Indians were not supposed to be fairer. India receives more than 250 sunny days. So vitamin D is directly absorbed by skin.
Vitamin D.
More melanin content, hence the
Melanin.
darker skin.
There was time when I was a teenage
Oh,
girl.
boy.
I could see people who, like girls who were fairer than me. You know?
fur. They say the word fur. You mean whiter, motherfucker. This is fair. Fair has nothing to do with the with the skin color. These are fair women. If they're beautiful, then they would be fair. If they're pretty, but I did this on purpose because I wanted to have different skin colors. So fair skin has nothing to do with sorry, not fair skin. The scriptures doesn't speak about fair skin. It says fair women. The women were fair. Yeah. It's talking about beautiful. It's like the word calmly. It simply goes into beautiful, you know. These are fair skin. Fair skin. Damn it, I used the word again. Just like how you make a mistake nowadays, you know it's a man, but sometimes you make the mistake by saying she. But damn it, fucking got me. You know, that's how I made a mistake. But anyway, these are fair. Shit, I wanted to say it again. But these are fair women, and you know, if they would be beautiful, you know, because she could be, it could be. It could be not beautiful too, but anyway, fair women, right?
They were treated in a different.
Anyway, the point is that she's not even that dark. That's the point. She's not even that dark, and they already hate her, you know. So how much more do you think they hate us? Here, I'm sick of India. Here, he's not even dark, and he's a Kushite. He's a Kushite, and look, this is his face.
And not use good one way.
He's not even dark. He is not even dark. And they hate him. Oh, shit. Yeah. They hate his ass. And they don't like him. But when you go over there and look at the comment section, let me see. As an Indian, I can honestly say that India is one of the, if not most racist country he admits, he at least knows. And here, as a dark color Indian, this country is hell for me. This should tell you a lot, my man. This should tell you a lot about this country, man. Even Edomites don't do this shit, and not anymore, especially in the so-called metropolis type like cities. As an Indian with black complexion, I faced passive racism all my life growing up in the northern parts of India. After moving to South India, I kind of feel at ease. Even last month, when I was visiting my hometown in North India, that's where the fucking white. Let me move on. The British, and they raped them into looking how they look like right now. Anyway, when I was visiting my hometown, some guy told me something about my color. I couldn't say anything back. Yo, boy, they're lucky with you. I'm racist as fuck, so I already know, but anyway, let me go on. It just made me sad, and these encounters are hard to forget. Anyways, kudos to you. You handled those two races with grace. For me, the caste system alone, yeah, you're a jag, so what the fuck you, well, whatever. I'm not black, but I experienced similar situations. It's ruined your mood for no reason. Hope you enjoy the rest of your travels. So, Indian people, they are going to things here, the tough things. Mohammed, he's probably an East Indian himself. The top things to do in India, leave. Racism is very prevalent in India. What? Structural and hierarchy. Yeah, that's true. Thanks for Sweden. Yeah, but yeah. You have, like I said, you know, these things there. But I do know that in Pakistan it's actually less. In Pakistan it's less. I have seen other videos. I have seen other people saying stuff that went here and then they went to Pakistan. And you also have you have Israelites in Pakistan. These I did research, of course, on them. Well, I looked up a few things, read a few things and stuff like that. These are slave descendants that were in India, and then when they were freed, they went to a certain particular part in Pakistan, sorry, and then they lived there. But these ones are in India. As you can see here, the police officer here in India, and then you here do this, then you see them with the same clothing. And it's not cosplay. Maybe you think it's cosplay. That's not cosplay. If you impersonate a police officer over there, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out what's really going down, because these people love hitting you with sticks and stuff like that. These cops, they love hitting you. Believe me, they love hitting you. They love it. Anyway, you're gonna get that ass whooped in front of cameras and shit like that. Well, maybe they're not gonna do it now in front of the camera, but there's not a lot of cameras there anyway. So I have seen stuff on camera, so yeah. So they're gonna do it in front of cameras too. You know, they're not like America and shit like that. You know. But anyway, you have our people living in. They're called shitty there. They spell it like this. But in India, they spell it, well, they spell it like this in Pakistan too. But if you look up the Pakistani word city like this, and the India word city like this, then you will find them. You know, you have here in Pakistan. And then you have the other ones, like I said, in India. And believe me, they even hate their own brown skin India. How do you think they treat them? You don't know what anger is. I don't know what anger is. I pray the Heavenly Father endow me with His anger, and I hope I get that spiritual power. So I'm gonna show people in India how I really feel about them, how I really feel. How I really think about them. That's what I want. And I want them to know. But when I have that spiritual power, because if you just take out 1, 2, 3, 15, whatever, you go into jail. I don't want that. I want to continue to do what I want to do, and be able to do what I want to do. But all according to the Heavenly Father. Anyway, I'm not gonna watch that shit. Yeah, the point is that, you know, these people are very much licking Esau asshole, very clean too, very delicate. You know, they're doing a diligent job. They're doing it very good too, but they are all partakers of Esau, and the hope of Babylon. You know, because they continue that hatred toward Jake, and actually toward browner skinned people, and these people are not even dark, and yet they're being discriminated against. I'm looking at them like, damn. You're literally, to me, you're light skinned. Well, not a light skin, but to me you're light skinned. You know, brown, light brown. I'm not talking about, you know, caucus type skin, light skin. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about they're actually like damn it. Wow, where did I put it? Like this. No. This, I wasn't even talking about that. I was more like this. This is like brown to me. This is brown, whatever. These are brown people, man. Light brown. This is almost looking into white, but you know. But yeah, I'll leave the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. But when he goes over there, they're being worshipped. Let me see. Maybe you're gonna see it here. It's gonna say it. Damn it. No, I don't want that. Shit. Where is it again? Here. It's crazy to see when I watch Edomite tourists go to India. It's all smiles and friendliness, but when he goes, they are not happy. Here. So the best sorry. They themselves have felt inferior to Edomites for so long and still do. I just watch all the Edomite guys travel vlogs. This is this is so different than theirs. Of course it is. It's crazy how racist these Indians are, while they too have similar skin color. Yeah, because they brown as him. They where's white guy? Yeah, you're supposed to. Oh, I thought he was gonna say from Edomites, but was from Indian people. Yeah, yeah. I went to a store here in the midst of I think it was Chinese people, and they hire these Indian people to walk around and check on people if they're stealing. The Indian guy was following me. My man, yo. When I was done with him, even the Asian looking at me like, yo. Because they think you're not gonna say anything, you're not gonna do anything. They're just gonna be allowed to follow you around and stuff like that. But anyway, and whatever white people come, and those with smiles and their racist questions and stuff like that. Well, I don't know what they said, but anyway, the point is that they love Esau and they kiss their ass. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. And yeah, so I'll just leave it at that. Asia, in this particular case, China is a model of Babylon, of the hope of Babylon, and the hope of Babylon is here, Job chapter 20 verse 23. But when Esau, well, I'll just read what it says. But when he is about to fill his belly, the Heavenly Father shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. When he is about to set up that new world order, which here you can see, these people are modeling it for him. You know, they are partakers of the hope of Babylon. Then the Most High is going to destroy Esau, and the Most High is going to fucking destroy you there in Asia too. Which is, you deserve that shit, man. Especially India. You know, China too. They got that shit over there too. And these people are racist against these people too. The people in Thailand, they hate these people too. They're very racist toward them, because Thailand, they also have a colorism. Thais with lighter skin are perceived to come from higher social strata, and those with dark skin are perceived to be poor, uneducated, and from rural areas. So they hate each other too amongst themselves. Amongst themselves, they hate each other too, right? If you look like this in Thailand, you know, you're being worshipped. If you look like this, yeah, you got a problem. You got a problem over there. You know, let me see. Thailand colorism. Google ran out of words. That's why you gotta watch out for these devils, because they don't want to. These are the type of commercials that they have in Thailand. This is an actual commercial. Colorism in Thailand. I don't like those motherfuckers neither. I don't like nobody. How about that? I know all haters, but do I understand it? Yes, I understand it. It's Leviticus chapter 13. So they're glorifying, but the only difference is they're glorifying something that is read the Leviticus 13. All the things esteemed among men are abomination of the Most High. So yeah, but the point is that I understand why they do. I know why they're doing it, but they don't understand why they're doing it. They don't know about Leviticus 13. Can you imagine Leviticus 13 and you a Jake, right? And you a white-skinned Jake or a light-skinned Jake, whatever. You know, you have this type of color. Back in the day, she was cursed like this one over here. And then you know about these scriptures. You're not gonna feel that good, and you can understand that every dark person upon the planet Earth is gonna spit at you. They're going to cast you lower. So what's happening right now? This is happening right now. So I'm going to leave it at this one. Like I said, I understand it. But, yeah. Are they correct? No, they're not. Isaiah chapter 19 verse. No, it's actually. Surely you're thinking of there something. What? No, it's 29. Isaiah 29 and 16. I'll just read this part. Surely you're turning of things upside down. So the things that they turned upside down, those things shall be esteemed as the potter's clay, And what is the powder his clay? The powder his clay is a vase. This one. This is the powder his clay. And then you have potter's clay that there's like 53 million. This is esteemed, man. This thing is this is highly esteemed, because if you think about it, this is clay, man. This is dirt. This is clay. Here, esteemed, held in great respect, admired. This is clay. This is literally clay. It's made like this, you know, dirty, put in the oven. This is esteemed now. Or a painting, like a stupid painting. Expensive paintings, for example. Here. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. What the fuck is that? Garbage. You know, garbage to me. To me, it's garbage. You know, to a real sane person, this is shit. A baby can make this, but it's highly esteemed, and this is abomination. This is bullshit, man. Probably a sodomite or a kitty fucker or a kitty blood drinker. Somebody stupid made it. You know, that's why it's held in high regards and stuff like that. You know, I've seen freaking Transformers look better than that. Let me see. I seen no, I'm dead serious. This is more beautiful to me. You know, see more beautiful things than that. This one definitely beautiful. I think it's beautiful, but then you might say like, yeah, just your taste. Shut up. you shut up. That thing is stupid. This is just stupid. It's just some Edomite nonsense, man. That's what it is. You know, some Edomite babies I have seen make things like this. Babies, man. Babies could make this, man. A horse, a pig could make this, man. Pig painting. No, not a meme. A viral. Here. I think it's this one. I don't know.
Today I want to
Shut up. Here. I saw this dude. He's doing it. Look. He's doing it. No, I saw the whole footage. He actually does it. You know, he start doing it and stuff like that. He does it. He's cute as hell. We don't eat these animals, and I don't hate them, because that's just stupid. The Most High, this is a perfect creature. Most High made him perfect. You know, I don't know if this one is a GMO, but the normal one is the pig, the strong one, the one you don't want to mess with when you see him in the forest with his kids and stuff like that. That one, that one ain't no joke. He a little panster. He like a little tank. You know, he's very strong too. Don't mess around with them. I wouldn't eat them, by the way. But it's funny as hell. So they can do this. And then they might sell this for like very high, like 10,000 or something like that, because it does go for very high, I'll tell you that. But yeah, this one is understandable because it's an animal, but he kind of know what he doing, so. But this one, fuck this shit. This bullshit, bro. This is just bullshit. There's a person that this need to be set on fire. Get the hell out of here. Those are stupid shit right here. I could draw better than this. Fuck out of here. Nothings. Anyway, these things are esteemed as the potter his clay. So surely you're turning of things upside down. Those are the things that shall be esteemed, like how a potter his clay, that stupid vase that you just saw, 53 million pound, that stupid thing. That's how these things are esteemed. That's how the upside down things are esteemed. And what are the upside down things? A man is a woman. Oh, he's so brave and he's a great. And let me see, a woman. Bruce Gender. What's his name? Yanner? Bruce Gender. In what year? 2015. He was woman of the year. This dude been a woman a few months and he already beat all women up on him. Who believes these fucking awards, man? Really? Oh, he's the greatest thing of. Shut up. there's better and greater people than him. They just don't like selling their souls, and they just don't like being on camera. For example, he's the strongest man on the planet Earth. No, shut up. He's just officially the strongest man that participated in your stupid game or whatever. Woman of the Year. Okay, so Bruce Jenner. Fuck this thing. In 2015? Was it 2015? Okay, well, he made Woman of the Year 2015. And then in 2015 also, Bruce Jenner was involved in the accident where he rear-ended the car, the motherfucker was drunk, into oncoming traffic, which caused the driver's death. So he killed someone. And then he paid $800,000 make it go away. I remember it. And so did South Park. South Park killed. South Park didn't forget that shit, you know. South Park didn't forget, you know. Kept on killing people and stuff like. South Park is one funny show, man. I'll tell you that. And there's some funny devils over there. Those are two Amalekites, but they're funny. A lot of Amalekites, actually, they're very funny. One I like. I don't think he's an Amalekite. I don't know. I don't care, because he's not going to get saved anyway. But, I don't know. I like this guy. I like, what's his name? Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart. He always has these Italian jokes and stuff like that, especially back in the days. He was very imitative.
To peace between New York and Chicago.
Well, New York City.
It's pizza. But now you're gone. It's not only not better than New York pizza, it's a casserole. Complete your deep dish pizza by putting some canned onion rings on top of it.
Anyway, this guy is he's always playing the Italian and stuff like that. So back in the days, I didn't know that. You know, I just still found it funny. Now I know that the Italians are Israelites. So yeah, that's a plus favoritism in his part. But yeah, I think it's funny. But you know, he calls himself. He doesn't really play the Amalek card. I don't see him doing that. I never seen him really do that. He mentioned it a few times, you know. Yeah, but he keeps on talking like an Italian. I think it's funny. Yeah. But anyway, so South Park is very funny. Those two Amalekites that made it, they're very funny in this show. But outside of this show, they're not funny because they have a lot of goddamn sodomite jokes. I'm gonna show you. I like their humor, but I don't like them. Let's say it better. South Park creators and yeah, here, the fucking bullshit. So I know I don't like them. Themselves. I don't fucking like them, bro. Look at this shit. What they're doing. This is what they're. These are the people that make South Park. Don't ever forget that. Don't you ever forget that. These are the motherfuckers that make South Park, right? And so I like their stuff, but I don't like them. Just as much as how I like certain artists, for example, their music. I don't like them. I definitely don't like them. I don't like them. I like your shit. I don't like you. So if you died and your stuff, you know, keep on being their legacy, cool cat. I'm not missing you. You know? So, but this is funny because they mock people. I like the mocking that they do of people, like this one. I like this one, how they mock this one. I like how they mock sodomites. I like how they mock sodomites in their cartoon and stuff like. I like that. And see this shit. I think that's funny because that it's exactly what this boy did. The little boy. That's what he did. You know, so I like that. The little boy over here. You know, the little boy. But anyway, so with that, I'm gonna say shalom. But yeah, Asia is a partaker of Esau, of the hope of Babylon, the hope of Esau, modern day Babylon, which is America. But of course, this is talking about ancient Babylon. It happened already, And oh yeah, let me get that. So it happened already, yes, but it's going to happen once more, because kingdoms are, oh sorry, I didn't write that right. Kingdoms are reincarnated. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that had been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. That's it. Read it again. The thing that had been is that which shall be. Present. And also future, but present. So the thing of the past is the thing that shall be now in the present. And also the future. Going on. And that which is done in the past is that which shall be done in the future and in the present. And there is no new thing under the sun. And the thing that is done in the past and it is done in the future and shall be done again in the future. The thing that is done in the past and it's done in the present and shall be done in the future is the same thing that was done in the past. So it's going to go from the past to the present and then to the future and then back to the past. And it's going to be a cycle. Yeah, you can do it in the middle or whatever. Whatever. Yeah, it's cycle. It's just a cycle, man. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.